Welcome back to this lecture on discrete Fourier transform. In this lecture, we are going to study about the matrix method for computing the DFT. So, in the previous lecture, we had seen that in order to compute the DFT, we are computing what we call it as a twiddle factor. Now, in this twiddle factor, it exhibits two important properties we had seen. One was the symmetry property, and another was the symmetry property and periodicity property. So this computation of W at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 up to infinity, we see that it is periodic in nature. So once we compute these 8 values, after computing these 8 values, then again these values are repeated. So again these values are repeated and so on. So this way I can go on computing these values up to infinity, but they will be repeated. Okay, they will be repeated. So this is periodicity property, and we see that the opposite elements of this diagonal of this circle, they are only differing in sign. So when we are having plus here, we are having minus here. Okay, so the signs are plus and minus, so only the signs are changing. So this is symmetry property. This means what, it is easy to compute the values of DFT. So if we need to compute only half the values, and other half values we can find out by just changing the formula, by changing the sign of the value. And if we compute 8 values, we can compute the next 8 values by using the periodicity property. So the computation of DFT, the twiddle factor, is very easy. Now why this is called as a twiddle? Because so if you see this, since this is a type of spiral like this, so if you go on computing these values, this is a spiral. So what is a twiddle? A twiddle means what? If you drop a stone in a pond of water, then there exhibits a wave pattern. Okay, so the computation of this this computation of this twiddle factor, it also exhibits the same pattern. So this pattern will go on continuing up to infinity. That's why it is called as a twiddle. So it is like a twiddle in the pond, like twiddle we generated in the pond when we drop a stone. Similarly, this twiddle factor, we can generate it generates a pattern like this of computing. That's why it is called as a twiddle factor. Now the computation of 4-point twiddle factor. So in case of 4-point twiddle factor, we are having the value W40, W41, W42 and W43. So no need of computing W44 because it is again same as W40 according to periodicity property. W45 will be same as W41 according to periodicity property. W46 will be same as W42, W47 will be same as W43 because of the periodicity property. So we can use this periodicity property. Now how to compute this value W40? So I just told you W40 is what? E raised to minus j 2 by 0. How this has come? Because we know the formula Wn. So what is this Wn equal to? So Wn is equal to e raised to minus j 2 pi, e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by capital N. So e raised to minus j divided by capital N. So if you put here Wn, so this is W4. So my W4 will be equal to what? E raised to minus j 2 pi divided by 4. Okay, so it is e raised to minus j 2 pi by 2. But now if you substitute here 0, okay, so if you put here 0, so it is nk. So here it is 2 pi upon n into 0. So here you will get e raised to minus j 2 pi 0, it is 1. So when you put here n equal to, if you put W41, so your W41 will be equal to e raised to minus j 2 pi upon 4 because here it is 1. Similarly, if you put here the values as W42, W43, W45 and so on, you can go on computing. So remember this formula. So this formula is very important. So Wn, so generalized formula we can write it like this. So Wn nk. Okay, so I can write this Wn nk is equal to e raised to minus j 2 pi nk divided by capital N. So this is the formula. So this, what is the value of n you have to see, and what is the value of nk's you have to see. So nk value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and capital N changes from 0. So it is capital N will remain fixed. It will be either 4 or it will be either 8 and so on. Okay, so this value will remain fixed, n value will remain fixed as 4 or 8, and this value it will go on changing. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so when it goes on changing, you have to substitute in this formula. And how to solve this e raised to minus j 2 pi nk? By using Euler's identity. So it is cos theta minus j sin theta. So this value is again by computed by using Euler's identity, cos theta minus j sin theta. So if you compute these values, you will get it as 1 minus j minus 1. So only if you compute two values. So one, the opposite value will be minus 1 according to symmetry property, and if you get this value as minus j, the opposite value will be plus j because of symmetry property. So symmetry property makes it easy to compute the value of the other Twiddle factors. Okay, and periodicity property helps us to predict the future values with the help of periodicity property. So these two properties, periodicity property and symmetry property, reduces the number of computations in DFT. So this is important. So Twiddle factor, using the properties of Twiddle factor, we can reduce the number of computations of DFT. So this is the basis for the fast Fourier transform algorithm. Okay, so now let us see how to compute the DFT of a sequence by using matrix method. So in case of matrix method, you have to make use of this linear transformation matrix. So if I want to compute a 4-point DFT, so I have to make use of this 4 by 4 matrix. So this 4 by 4 matrix is written like this. So here we are having n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So n in the columns we are having n equal to 0, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3. And in the rows we are having k equal to 0, k equal to 1, k equal to 2, and k equal to 3. Then you can write all these twiddles. So w4 0 into 0 is 0, w4 0, w4 0, w4 0, because here it is 0. So 0 into 0, 0 into 1, 0 into 2, 0 into 3. Next w4 0 again. So 1 into 0 is 0. But here now you'll write w4 1. Why? Because 1 into 1 is 1. So similarly 1 into 2 is 2. So w4 2, w4 3, w4 again in the next row, w4 0, w4 2, w4 6, and w4 w4 4 and w4 6, w4 0, w4 3, w4 6, and w4 9. So we get this 4 by 4 matrix by using these rows and columns. So remember this nk. So n is in the column, k is in the row. So n ranges from 0 to 3, k ranges from 0 to 3, because it is a 4 by 4 matrix. And just go on multiplying, cross multiply this n and k values, and compute the values of Twiddle factor. So once these twiddles are there, then compute these values of Twiddle factor and substitute in this matrix. So w40 value is 1. So you will get this w4 value as 1. So I will substitute the value of 1 here. Then w40 is 1. So I go on substituting these values here in this matrix. Okay. And then what is the value of w41? It is minus j. Then this is minus 1. This is plus j. Then minus 1, 1, minus j, j minus 1, minus j. So whatever values of Twiddle factor we are getting here, we go on substituting this. So this is what we get. We call it as the Twiddle factor matrix. Now this Twiddle factor matrix is used for computing the DFT. So what you have to use, you have to multiply this Twiddle factor matrix which we have got here with the given sequence. So the given sequence is 1, 1, 0, 0. So use the matrix multiplication. After matrix multiplication, you will directly get the DFT of the sequence. So this is so much easier to compute the DFT by using the linear transformation matrix, which is called as the Twiddle factor matrix. And just by using matrix multiplication, we can get the DFT. So here there is no need of formula method for computing the DFT. We can also go for matrix method, but in the matrix method we have to remember this Twiddle factor matrix. So you can obtain this Twiddle factor matrix by using this Twiddle factors. Okay.